So picture this. You've got two different ginger harvests. In one hand, it's kind of thin, a little pale, and you're thinking, I waited months for this. But in the other hand, it's huge. We're talking heavy, golden, beautiful rhizomes. Now, the difference between those two, it's not luck. It isn't about the weather either. It really comes down to three key secrets. Three things you do before that ginger ever even gets near the soil.
Have you ever had that happen to you? You put in the time, you do all the watering, you wait, and then the big reveal is just, meh. You dig it up and it's so small you can hide it in one hand. Or, maybe even worse, absolutely nothing happened at all. It's a super common problem, believe me.
See, here's the thing most people don't realize. A ginger harvest usually doesn't fail while it's growing in the pot. Nope, the fate of your harvest is pretty much decided before you even plant it. And today, we're going to fix that. We are going right back to the very beginning to uncover the secrets that turn a sad little harvest into an absolutely massive one. Okay? Let's get into it.
All right, secret number one. It all starts with choosing the right piece of ginger. This is hands down the biggest mistake most home gardeners make, and they don't even know they're making it. Seriously, the entire game can be won or lost right there in the produce aisle.
Okay, so here's the dirty little secret. Most of the ginger you see at a regular supermarket has been sprayed with something called a sprout inhibitor. Its only job is to tell the ginger, hey, don't even think about growing, do not sprout, stay asleep. Now that's great for keeping it fresh on the shelf, but for us, it's a total non-starter for our garden. So, first rule, and this is a big one, you gotta buy organic ginger if you want to plant it. Simple as that. It hasn't been treated with those inhibitors. Next, you want to pick it up. It should feel really firm and heavy for its size. That weight is just packed with water and energy, ready to go. And last, look for all those little nubs, the growth buds. Each one of those is a brand new potential stem. And you know, more stems mean a way bigger harvest later on.
Okay, so you found the perfect rhizome. Awesome. Now this next step, this is what takes you from being just a good gardener to a great one. And you know what? Almost nobody does it. It's a pre-planting ritual that honestly changes everything. Before that ginger even gets a peek at the soil, you have to give it what I call the wake-up bath. I'm not kidding. This one step sends a massive signal to the ginger, telling it that dormancy is over and it's time to start growing with some serious, explosive energy.
So here's how you do it. Just soak your ginger pieces overnight, say 10 to 14 hours, in room temperature water. Add a little splash of apple cider vinegar. This actually mimics the acidic rainwater from its tropical home, and that's the trigger to wake it up. After its bath, if you've cut it, let it air dry for a day or two. The cut surfaces will form this dry, tough skin. Think of it like a protective armor that's going to stop any rot once it's in the soil.
Now this isn't just some gardening hack. There is real science behind this. It's a technique called priming. By soaking the rhizome beforehand, you are literally kickstarting all the internal machinery it needs to grow before it even goes in the ground. You're giving it a huge head start in the race.
And the results? They're pretty incredible. Studies show that ginger that's just planted straight has about a 55% chance of sprouting. But when you prime it with this water bath, that number rockets up to over 90%. You're almost doubling your chances of success with just a simple overnight soak. It's a no-brainer. And check out the speed difference here. Priming literally cuts the sprouting time in half. So instead of anxiously waiting for more than 2 weeks to see any grain, you'll start seeing shoots in about 8 days. You just created an extra week of growing season for yourself. So now that our ginger is energized and ready, let's talk about building it the perfect home.
So you've picked out a champion rhizome, you've woken it up with its special bath. Now for the third and final secret, giving it the perfect place to live. We are basically going to create a 5-star resort for your ginger, where it can just thrive for the next 8 to 10 months.
Okay, first things first, let's bust a huge myth. So many people think, oh, roots grow down, I need a deep pot. But with ginger, it's the exact opposite. The rhizomes spread out horizontally, just under the surface. They grow wide, not deep.
So, what that means for you is that width is king. Forget about deep pots. You want a container that's at least 35 to 40 centimeters wide. That's about 14 to 16 inches. Every single inch of extra width you give it is more real estate for new ginger to grow.
All right, now for the soil. Please don't just use any old bag of potting mix. You're going to create a custom blend. It's like a recipe. 1 part high-quality potting mix, 1 part perlite for great drainage, and 1 part really good, rich compost. And then, the secret ingredient, toss in a nice handful of bone meal and mix it all up.
So why this exact mix? Well, the compost acts like a living buffet of microbes that'll feed your plant all season long. The perlite, that creates these tiny little air pockets so the roots never get waterlogged. They can actually breathe. And the bone meal, that's your secret weapon. It's packed with phosphorus, and phosphorus is the nutrient that tells the plant, hey, forget about growing tons of leaves up top, put all your energy into making those huge rhizomes underground.
Now we're finally ready to plant. And here's another one of those sneaky little mistakes that can just kill your whole project. The natural instinct for most of us is to bury the rhizome nice and deep, to keep it safe. But for ginger, that's the absolute worst thing you can do.
You actually want to plant it super shallow. We're talking just 3 to 5 centimeters. That's only an inch or two below the surface. It's going to feel totally wrong, like it's way too exposed. But trust me, that is exactly where it wants to be. And of course, make sure you place it so those little growth buds are pointing up towards the sky. Give them an easy path to the sunlight.
And just look at this. This is from that same scientific study. It's showing the difference in how tall the shoots grew. The prime ginger, the ones we prepared properly, grew nearly twice as tall in the same amount of time. That right there, that is the power you get when you combine smart preparation with the perfect environment. So when you follow these 3 secrets, you're not just planting ginger and crossing your fingers anymore. You're actually stacking the deck in your favor. You are setting the stage for a harvest that is going to blow you away.
So let's just do a quick recap. The old way, you'd grab any old ginger from the store, stick it in a deep pot with whatever soil, and just hope for the best. The new way is all about strategy. You're choosing a heavy organic rhizome that's covered in buds. You're giving it that crucial wake-up bath and letting it form that protective callus. And you're planting it in a wide pot with that custom nutrient-packed soil. That is your path to success.
And that really brings us to a final thought, doesn't it? If the success of an entire 8-month-long project is basically decided by the choices you make before you even start digging, it really makes you wonder, right? What other gardening rules that we all follow are just waiting for us to challenge them and find a better way?